welcome back to the channel and welcome to a special reading vlog because somebody is going to be double digits next week.
No.
10 years old. Ridiculous. So I said you could pick my reads for the week. We're going to do it in fun ways. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have 5 ways for you to pick books for me. And I've kind of talked them through with you already. And you said you want to start with this one, which is we have put 4 Pokemon in here, the starters plus Pikachu, the originals. And I'm going to shake them up. Put your hand in, grab one. Don't feel around, just grab one. And then we're going to find a book or manga or something with that element on the cover. Okay? Right. Shaking. Shake your Pokemon. Shake your Pokemon. Okay.
Right, just
no peeking. Go.
what? Charmander!
Fire. Okay, let me go and find some options and then you can pick the book.
Yeah.
Okay, this was actually harder than we thought, wasn't it? So we have bent some rules, but Jenson has approved of all of the rule bending. And you know that we love to stretch a prompt in this household.
Yeah.
So, the first option I'll put up is Freak's Law. This is on my Kindle. This is probably the one that has the most actual fire on. But this is one option. I can't even remember who it's by. It's a horror. I've heard mixed things, but this is an option. And then what have you got next, Jay? Oh, okay, this has quite a lot of fire on. So this is Die Volume 3. I've really been enjoying this graphic novel. It's about some kids that were playing D&D and something went wrong and now it's years later and they're kind of back trying to solve the mystery of the missing friend, and it's really good so far. And then we've got Blue Exorcist, which has blue fire. So that's our first stretch. It's blue flame, and Jenson said that counted. So this is obviously, just hold it up a little bit higher, Jay. This is obviously a series that I absolutely love. I'm on volume 27, and it's about Rin, who finds out that he is the son of Satan, and this is his twin brother, Yukio? My mind has gone blank, even though I've read 26 volumes of this and watched the anime. So I think it's because Shiemi calls him Yuki and sometimes I get confused. And then our last option is our biggest stretch. It is Bleach, because there are stylized flames around the word. So really big stretch, but Jenson said it counted. And this is about Kurosaki, who is fighting like demons and shit. I honestly can't remember. It's been a while. I forget like the words because it's been a while. This is a 3-in-1, and what is it? What volume is this, Shape? Turn the cover. Turn to the side.
Turn to the side.
10, 11 and 12. But it's been a really long time since I've picked it up and I can't remember what they're called. Just pass it here a sec.
Okay.
Oh, Hollows. Yeah. It's all coming back to me. So those are our 4 options. What would you like to pick? It's such a big decision. Ask Charmander, see what he thinks. There's some conferring going on. And we're going with Bleach. Okay.
That's what
Bleach it is.
Because it's the size. Because the flame's the side of the tail.
Nice.
Flame.
Good reasoning. Cool.
That's what Charmander said.
Okay, well thanks Jenson and Charmander. I shall read Bleach. So I didn't update you halfway through, but I have finished Bleach. I meant to update you halfway through, but once I got into it, I really got into it. I'm actually so glad that Jenson picked this because I had forgotten how much I enjoyed Bleach. So I started watching the anime for Bleach and I was really enjoying it. I really liked the characters, and then I got to the filler and I watched a series of filler and I thought it was bad. I felt like the characters lost all of their characterization. They were doing things that I just did not think they would do based on what we had seen so far. Like, it was all just very out of character, and I didn't understand how we got from where we left it to here. And the reason for that is I believe that it caught up with the manga, so they made up their own storyline, but obviously they didn't know what was going to happen with the bits, the kind of threads that have been left. Yeah. So they kind of just ignored it, and it really didn't work for me. I really slogged through that season, and it put me off, right? And then I picked up the manga again, and I was like, oh, this was what I loved. This was the characters that I loved. This was the world that I was enjoying, and I really kind of got back into it. And then, as I tend to do, I kind of forgot about it again. Other things just kind of like became the priority. And because this is all stuff that I already know from the anime, I guess I was like, maybe I need a little bit more time between when I watch the anime to kind of rereading it in the manga. I feel like enough time has passed now, because it was coming back to me as I was reading it, but I had forgotten like specific bits, and I was like, oh my god, we're right back here. And I was like thinking about all the things that we have to come and stuff, and now I'm excited again. I want to continue it. I want to read it. It's hard to talk about because it's midway through, but it's just such a good kind of world. Like, don't get me wrong, I am a little bit confused sometimes because I'm still learning the world, because you're learning it alongside the main character, right? So he kind of gets dropped into this soul society. He becomes like, what is it, a soul reaper? No. Yes, he becomes a soul reaper, kind of out of the blue. He has no understanding of what soul reapers do or the soul society. So you are learning how it all works, and all these different kind of ranks within the soul reapers. You're learning it alongside him, right? So because it's all new to him, it's all new to me. And I know that I've watched more of the anime. It's a long time ago. It was actually like a couple of years ago at this point, and I have brain laxative. So I had forgotten specifics. I remembered like key moments, but I had forgotten specifics. So this is almost like a refresher, and it's reminding me that I really do like this series. As you might have noticed by me forgetting terms and names, I obviously need this refresher. So I'm really glad that Jenson picked this. I had a great time. It was a 5 stars. It's just so good. It's just so good. Like, there's great action. I really like the characters. Chad in the manga, like, I don't know if he was my favourite. Ichigo's like my favourite. Ichigo's like the main character, right? And I love Ichigo. He's so cool. He's so like, he's a bit of a badass, even though he has no idea what's going on half the time. He's just kind of like inherently kind of cool. But he has a friend called Chad, and I adore Chad. And together, as a duo, I feel like we're getting more insight into their friendship in the manga, even though it's only touching the surface, I think. I just feel like I get the connection between them a bit more in the manga format than I did the anime, or at least from what I remember. So I really like Ichigo. I really love Chad. The action scenes were great. I was surprised at how short some of the fights were, because in the anime they went on a long time. But this has made me really want to continue this more, refresh it, and also go past the anime, because I'm pretty sure I have quite a lot of these now, and I'm pretty sure I have passed where I was in the anime. So if I want to know what happens, I don't really want to watch the anime anymore. So I guess I'll read the manga. Just such a hardship, honestly. Poor me. Okay, so the next way we're going to pick a book is, we've numbered some shelves. Jay is going to roll a d12, and then whichever shelf that is, he can then pick a book from it. So the shelves are, this is going to be awkward. 1, skip that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've skipped this one because I've read pretty much all of it, and obviously I've read pretty much all of this. And we've also skipped this shelf in the corner because it's kind of like a dumping ground and where all my colossal editions are. So those are the shelves. Here's Jay's roll. Okay, go on then, roll the dice. 8. Your birthday.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So of course Jay has rolled this shelf, which is behind the chair. So I'm going to pull out some options that I haven't read. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then Jay is going to pick from those. I'm not going to film that because it's going to be really awkward. So we'll be back in a second. Okay, turns out There's a lot of books that I haven't read on that shelf. A lot.
Yeah.
So, as you're going to be 10 on Saturday,
Yeah.
I've pulled out 10 options. Now, what did you just say? That you don't want me to read the backs, you just want to go off the cover?
Yeah.
He literally was like, I don't want to know the backs, just show me the covers. So, I'm going to read them out to you. I feel like you're on a funny angle, but let's just go with. So, we have Reluctant Immortals by Gwendolyn Kist. Read something else by her recently, but I can't remember what it was. We have Girls of Little Hope by Sam Basinger and Dale Halverson. We have Road of Bones by Christopher Golden. 13 Stories by Jonathan Sims. Reprieve by James Han Matson. The Woman in the Purple Skirt by Natsuko Imamura. She's Always Hungry by Eliza Clark. Brat by Gabriel Smith. Audition by Rue Murakami. And lastly, Salt Slow by Julia Armfield. I mean, thankfully it's a horror shelf-ish. These are horror and weird things and yeah. So, do we have any thoughts? Any that we're discounting immediately?
Yeah.
Audition, gone. Brat, gone. She's Always Hungry, gone. The Woman in the Purple Skirt, gone. He's flying through these. He's getting rid of them quick. 13 Stories, gone. Girls of Little Hope, gone. Reluctant Immortals, gone. So we are left with three options. Right. Road of Bones, Reprieve, and Salt Slow are your options. Do you want any more information about these books before you pick? No.
No.
Right.
Not that one.
Not Reprieve. Do, 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 do. Not Road of Bones?
No, that means it is.
Oh, it is Road of Bones. Right, Road of Bones has been picked. Okay, I am going to read you the back just so you know what you've picked. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Siberia's Colmar Highway is 1,200 miles of gravel-packed permafrost in a snow-covered wilderness. Known as the Road of Bones, it is a massive graveyard for the former Soviet Union's Gulag prisoners. Hundreds of thousands of people worked to death and were left where their bodies fell, consumed by the frozen elements and ploughed beneath the permafrost road. How you feeling about this pick?
No.
Felix Teegland is in Russia to drive the highway, collecting ghost stories and local legends along the way. Only when Teague and his team reach their destination, they find an abandoned town and a pack of predatory wolves, faster and smarter than any wild animals should be.
Okay, at least it's not that bad.
How do you feel about it?
I think I chose the least scary one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is the second read of the vlog. Thank you very much. I am just over halfway through Road of Bones by Christopher Golden, and I'm enjoying this more than I thought I was going to. When Jenson picked it, I was a little bit nervous because I was really keen to pick this up, right? When I first heard about it, I thought it sounded really cool. I put it on my wish list, and Amy from, it was BookTube with Amy, I think it's now BookTube with Simon and Amy. She got it for me for Christmas and I was really excited. And then I did the thing where I let it languish on my shelf for ages, okay? And I ended up picking up a different Christopher Golden before this, which was All Hallows. And I didn't, that was a really disappointing book, okay? I gave it a 3, which is fine. I think I gave it a 3. Let me check. Okay, I gave it a 3.5. I gave it a 3.5. But I was expecting to love it. I thought it was going to be a 5-star read because it was about like these creepy kids and Halloween, and I thought it was going to be so good. And then it turned out to be kind of more about like drama within all these families, and it wasn't what I thought I was going to get, right? So it was a 3.5. I thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, right? Then I picked up a book on a whim for a library vlog. Reading books I didn't pay for, I think, and I got a book called House of Last Resort from the library, and it was very much a, oh, that cover looks really interesting, oh, the synopsis sounds good, and I got it out, and then I was like, I recognise this author name, and it was Christopher Golden. I gave that one a 4. But again, when I was reading the back, I thought this has the potential to be a 5-star. Now, obviously 3.5 and 4 are really good ratings. Just for some reason, I'm just nervous whenever I see Christopher Golden, because I feel like my expectations of what the book is going to be is never quite right. Sometimes it works out really well, like House of Last Resort. That wasn't what I was expecting it to be, but I really enjoyed the direction it went in. And sometimes it doesn't. I feel like I'm being really scathing about a 3.5 for All Hallows, but it's just because from the back I was like, oh, 5-star read for sure. Which is all just kind of combined to make me slightly nervous every time I go into his work, okay? Road of Bones was the first one that I put on my on my shelf, on my radar. Really should have been the one I read first. So far, I am really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the setting. I'm enjoying kind of like the danger and the kind of action, but it's doing a weird thing that I say it's a weird thing. It's doing something I don't like, okay? Which is where we go to a perspective of a new character or a new couple of characters, and we have to get a bit of their history. Now, in a lot of book settings, I don't mind that. Tell me about this character. Tell me about their relationship and their life that they're living. Tell me how they survive in this Siberian winter. Do you know what I mean? Tell me, like, what is their day-to-day like? I want to know about running the pub or whatever it is in this, okay? Great. Here's the thing. If I have characters who are actively fighting or running for their lives, don't cut and tell me about this woman who lost her fingers to frostbite, or this couple who have this wonderful relationship and sometimes dance in their kitchen. I want to know what the hell is happening with the people that are in danger. So I think in most settings it would be fine, but because it keeps happening at times where I'm like fully invested in the action of the story, it's annoying me. Like if I was watching a movie and somebody was like running for their life and then it cut to somebody just like having a chat with their dad about, I don't know, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like if I was watching a movie, I don't know why this is so hard for me to explain. If I was watching a movie and like it was mid action scene and it just took me completely to something else that feels unrelated, even though it's not, it's like setting something else up, but it feels in that moment unrelated, it would irritate me. But again, I'm thinking of places where that has worked for me. It's just not working at this, okay? I don't know what to tell you. I think it's just because every time it's happened so far, I have been like in the action and I'm like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen? Because there has been some really good kind of like, it's not scary, but like, whoa shit, they're in danger moments. And every time it cuts from that to tell me about something else, which I know is gonna be like needed, or it's setting something up for a future chapter or even like the next chapter, I'm just like, oh, it's that moment where it flicks away and I'm like, oh no, don't, and the adrenaline is gone. But I am enjoying it. I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm flicking through the pages and it is good. So we're following this guy and it's kind of like a last ditch thing to save his own production company, is to go to the Road of Bones and kind of see if there's the potential to make like a long form reality series, kind of like Duck Dynasty. Duck Dynasty is mentioned. I haven't seen Duck Dynasty, but I'm thinking like Ice Road Truckers, stuff like that, right? So that's his aim. His aim is to go out there and film almost like a pilot or like a trial, to basically take back and see if he can sell and save his company, right? Because he is like, he's in the shit with money. He's got his friend who he owes a lot of money to, but he's like a good friend and he is out there to film it and help out that way. And it's, you know, there's just the two of them and then this guy that they pick up, and they are going across this Road of Bones, and they're supposed to be filming like a documentary type thing, but then they find this town and like everyone's gone and there's wolves and then shit starts going down. So at the minute shit is going down, but I'm not sure whether it's like natural shit or supernatural shit or a combination of the two. But I am invested. So I am invested. The audio narrator is doing a good job. Like the first time he did the friend who's called Jack Prentice, I think. The first time he did his voice, it threw me because he's an American and he does a British accent. He also does like Siberian accents for the other characters. So there's one American, one Englishman, and then this obviously like the native Siberian characters. And he is doing good accents, and it's not a bad British accent, and it's not like a generic, what do they call it? It's not like a generic posh accent. He's not posh. It is like, it's not terrible. I don't know that I can perfectly place where it is. I guess it's supposed to be some kind of London accent, but I'm not sure that he's really nailed down which London accent, because there's more than one. So I'm not sure that he's quite nailed it down, but it is nice to hear just like not a generic British accent. Maybe it is a nailed down London accent. I just can't tell which one it is. Maybe that's on me and not on the narrator. I don't know. But to me, it doesn't sound like he's picked a specific one, just kind of like a generic London, but not posh London, if that makes sense. So yes, I'm enjoying it. I don't know that it's going to get like a 5 stars, but I am having a pretty good time with it. I feel like a lot of the updates you're going to get in this vlog are going to be in this chair, because I forgot to tell you about my new chair. Oh my god, it's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. You'll have seen it because it's in I think quite a few shots in this vlog from when we're like filming the shelves and stuff, but it's like green and it's so comfortable, and it pulls out, so like it's like a little single sofa bed, and it's amazing. So like I was fully taken in by a Temu ad, but I did not get it from Temu. I got it off Amazon, and it basically, it's like an armchair, right? But then it has this bit underneath and you can pull it out and it goes into like a whole like chaise lounge situation. Is that how you say it? And this here can recline all the way back, so it becomes like a little single bed. But it's not like super narrow. Like I can fit my big fat butt in here and I could sleep in this quite comfortably, I think. Like it does have a little it is a little bit hard on the join, but it's very comfortable. And because of how I have this set up against the wall, if I'm sitting here, I can, because this doesn't recline, it's either up or down, but I can recline it against the wall. It's a game changer. I'm telling you, I would spend all day in this chair if I could. Genuinely. I actually, on my lunch break today, came and sat in this chair and I was like, this was a mistake. It was a massive mistake, because I didn't think I was going to get out. Anyway, I finished Raid of Bones. I finished it. This had so much potential, and like the first half was so good, and it started to lose me. It started to lose me. Now I don't know if it's the audiobook was good, don't get me wrong, but every time it switched to this other POV, it lost me, and I think I just started switching off. I thought the end was actually pretty cool, like quite interesting. Oh god, I think I'm gonna give it, I've been trying to think of what I'm gonna rate it, and I think I'm fluctuating between a 3.5 and a 4, but I feel like a 4 is too generous, and the only reason that I'm hesitating giving it a 3.5 is because I think it was better than All Hallows, but in my gut this is a 3.5, because I thought the writing was pretty good. I thought the premise was so cool, right? And this is like, it goes off in like a folk horror direction, which I really enjoyed. And like the setting was so good. The vibes were pretty good at the start, but I'm going to do spoilers. Okay, I'm going to do spoilers. There is another POV for an old lady called, what was her name? It began with L. Lud something. Ludmila, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. I can't remember. And she was this old lady who went up and down the Road of Bones, like blessing the ghosts, which is a cool concept, right? It's cool. But I don't really understand what the point was of going back to her. And we kept going back to her, and she was like, I think she had like a stroke. She may have crashed her car at some point. Like, it was all very strange. And up until right near the end, when our main like cast of characters crashed into her car, which she was not even in, there didn't seem to be any kind of like intersection between the two stories. And it was just that whole thing, like I said earlier, of we go to a character and we're getting like too much of their backstory that is not actually relevant to the story, considering this is a short book and it's quite action packed, because it's only like 250 pages. Yeah, 251 pages, right? So with everything that's going on, there's like wolves attacking and they're like trying to escape, and they're like racing along in this car across this icy road, and it should feel very frantic and tense. And every time that kind of built up and I was like, yeah, this is great, it would cut and it would completely destroy the atmosphere for me. And I would just be like, oh, okay, yeah, tell me about this woman and her dog and the relationship that she has with her family. Like, even though it felt like it had no bearing, and it kept happening. And although there was like, because there was this old lady on the road and there was the great grandma at the petrol station who was the guide's grandmother, right? So we kind of met her very briefly, and it comes back to her in the end, but none of it seemed to have an impact on the story in a way that we needed all this detail about their lives, honestly. I feel like there was stuff happening at the end that could have been creepy, and I could have been built upon. There were some really good things happening towards the end, but by that point I had kind of checked out. So it is a 3.5. I feel like I enjoyed it more than All Hallows, so I wouldn't give it like less than a 3.5, but I can't give it a 4 because I just have issues with the pacing, taking me out of the action. And as much as I was enjoying kind of like the setting and a few things that were happening, like the creepy things that were happening, there was so much time spent on both unrelated characters' stories and this callback constantly to something that happened in the main character's past. It was just taking me out of it. So it's a 3.5. Welcome to Gengar Picks book number 3. So for this one, Jenson is going to pick any figure that he likes from my shelves.
Yeah.
Any figure.
Yeah.
If I have a volume of that for a manga, I'll read it. If it's like one of the ghosts, we'll pick a spooky book. If I don't have anything specifically related to it, we will figure it out. So you can pick whatever you want.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
And pick.
This one.
Chopper.
Chopper.
Come and show the people.
I choose Chopper.
Which means I can read One Piece. Yay!
This is the one I was going to choose originally.
I love it. I've been meaning to continue One Piece, so I think I'm up to volume 16 next, so that will be my next pick.
Yeah.
I don't have it physically to show, but I'll probably put it up the screen. Thanks, Gengar. You're the best.
Gengar again!
For the second time in this vlog, my son has managed to pick a manga series that I have been neglecting and reminded me why I love it so much. So obviously this has not been sitting unread for as long as Bleach. That has been not picked up for like a good while. This has only been since August. However, I read like 12 volumes in August and then just have not picked it up since. I read volume 16 and I was like, oh yeah, momentarily forgot how much I enjoy reading this. I didn't forget that I love One Piece and the characters off of my limited introduction so far. Obviously, I've been seeing a lot of stuff for the second season of the live action, which was my gateway into One Piece, and I've been enjoying that so much, and I've actually been thinking that I need to rewatch it. So when I picked this up, I was like, oh god, yeah, I just forgot. It's just such a good time. It's so much fun. I can't really say much, obviously, because this is volume 16, but it was very kind of like Luffy and Sanji heavy, and Sanji's my favourite character, but I also really love Luffy, and this was our introduction to Chopper, so, or more of an introduction to Chopper. So Jenson picking the Chopper figure really tracked well, and it was kind of like Chopper's backstory, and I already, not to be dramatic, I would already die for Chopper, okay? So when I say it was like Luffy Sanji heavy, that was kind of like the beginning of the volume, carrying on from last volume. Then we kind of got more of an introduction to Chopper, and then his like whole backstory, and I just adore him, and I was genuinely quite emotional about some things that were happening in his backstory, and I just love that little reindeer so much. This very well could trigger off another One Piece binge, which I am actually very happy about, because I need this kind of like light-hearted thing in my life. And I say light-hearted like it doesn't also tug on your heartstrings at times, but it's just so adventurous, so fast-paced. I love the characters so much. I'm just having a really good time. So well done, Jenson. This was a 5 stars. The manga picks have been fantastic. Okay, it's time to pick book number 4.
Yeah.
And for this one, we're going to spin this colour wheel, and then I'm going to pull some books out that have predominantly this colour on the cover. Yeah. And Jenson can pick from those. So, go.
Spin.
Is it red?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's red.
Amazing. Right, I'll go and find some options. I have a selection of red books. I still can't believe I picked red. So I have a selection of red books, a couple of manga, because you said you wanted me to include manga. Yeah. Hopefully there is enough red on all of these. I think the one with the least red on is... I dropped them all. Spirit Engineer by AJ West. That's your first option. The Beresford by Will Carver.
That probably has like the most red.
Red River 7.
Oh, of course.
By AJ Ryan. That's very red.
Okay, this has the most red on.
Mare by Polly Hall. We're having a nightmare with these books. There you go. That's very red. And then Listen to Your Sister by Nina Veal. Sorry, Veal? I'm not sure. And then I've got, I'm not sure how red this is. It's not as bright red, but this volume of Full Metal Alchemist is mostly red because of his cape. So this is volume 13 to 15. I would need a refresher. And then I think this might be the most red.
Oh, yeah.
It's the last bind-up of Trigun. Okay? Oh. By Night Owl. So, what are you thinking? What are your vibes? What are your first thoughts?
All them books.
All of the books. I'm so glad that I spent all this time pulling them all out if you were just going to immediately say no books. So you only want manga? Yeah. Okay? Alright, well you've got 2 options. It's fine, we'll do it after. You've got 2 options. What are you going to pick?
It's going to be one of these.
Do you want me to help?
One of these.
Okay. Which one are you picking?
This one.
Okay. Right, I need to go and refresh my memory on where the hell I left Full Metal Alchemist, because it's been a long time since I read it. But Jenson continues to pick up manga series that I have been neglecting and making me read them. Yeah. So, thank you very much. Well, I finished my bind-up of Full Metal Alchemist, and clearly I should just let Jenson tell me which manga to read, because he goes for things that I've not been picking up for a while, and that reminds me of how freaking good they are. This was a 5-star. This was such a good volume. I got so emotional in this. Okay, so like no spoilers, because it's a pretty basic part of the story. Like it's touched on very quickly, but there was a civil war in this world, okay, and in this civil war there was an entire group of people that were kind of like pretty much wiped out, or like mostly. There's not many of them left, and their kind of homes were just destroyed. I'm just saying that some of it hit quite close to home on a few things that are happening in our world at this moment. And I was reading this and I was like, oh, we're doing some backstory into that conflict, and some characters that I love were in that conflict and not necessarily on the right side. And it's like, it's really horrendous because you see their feelings on what they're doing and the orders that they're being given, and it was quite hard in some places, and I got so emotional because it was so brutal. Like, I genuinely thought I was going to cry at one point because I was just like, this is just horrific. Like, the things that were happening and the way it was depicted was, for a manga, done so well, like so harrowing. So I'm not going to give any context for this, but this panel is sticking in my mind because you have two characters that you know from the main story that I love from the main story. Okay, I say love, like I like these characters, yeah, and they were soldiers. They were not necessarily on the right side of what was happening. They're following orders and they're walking along and they're having a discussion, and in the back of the panel is just the bodies of the people from the other side of the conflict, and they're just walking past it. And it was that panel really stuck with me because I was like, oh my god, this is so horrendous and upsetting, and unfortunately this is stuff that happens in real life. And I just think it's done a really good job of kind of showing that horror, the devastation, the destruction, the inner conflict between these characters that are following orders, and you do kind of see what happens to people that don't follow orders and stuff, and it's all just like really horrific and just really, really well done. First two volumes of this were not to do with that kind of flashback, and that moved the story on really, really well, and there was some good kind of like action scenes and some more questions being raised. And honestly, I had kind of like, not like forgotten, but I had not been picking it up because other things have been catching my attention. And I was like, I mean, yeah, it's good, but I'm not sure I understand what everyone's raving about it. And then literally this 3-volume bind-up has reminded me. So if only I'd had that reminder earlier in the year, because one of my goals was to finish this series. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen before the end of the year, but really wish that I'd let Jenson pick this earlier in the year. This is why I just need to let him pick at least one manga for me to read every month. At least one, because the boy knows what's up. I'm hoping you can see me. For Jenson's final pick, book number 5, I said he has free reign. There is no stipulation. There is nothing to use to pick it. You just pick whatever you want. If you happen to pick a book I've already read, I'll let you know. If you pick a book in a series, I'll just read the next one that I have to read. Okay? There's all these ones. There's ones over here. There's some on that rack. You just have at it. Pick whatever you want. Okay? Kaiju?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have a choice to make. Okay?
Okay.
Because I have 2 kaiju things unread. I have the next volume of the main series, and I have the first volume of the B-sides.
What's the B-sides?
It's like a spin-off. So this is a spin-off, mostly looking at Hoshina, Shinomiya, and their past.
And what's this?
This is the next volume of the main series.
This one.
This one. Yeah. Okay, this one. Thank you very much. I shall read it now.
Will you?
Yeah. We are finishing the vlog with another 5-star manga pick by my son. What a legend. What an absolute diamond. I mean, this was the safest pick so far. Before this, it was One Piece. But this, Kaiju number 8, I love this series so freaking much. And I said I was going to read it straight away. I didn't. But this weekend, I have been home alone. And so last night, I picked this up. And I was kind of glad that no one else is in the house, because I was like shouting at the manga. Like, not even like at the, like, I get shouting at a screen, but I was shouting at the manga, and I was just like loving it. Loving it. Like, there's just so many good moments in this. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to go into detail. But you know, like in Endgame, when all hope kind of seemed lost, and then the big circles open up, and Sam's like on your left, and then they all start coming through, and it's like, yeah, we're all here now. Something similar happened in this, on a smaller scale, but something similar happened in this, and I was like, yeah, what, yeah. And there was some really, really good moments, and I was just having such a good time. And there were some really good character moments, and the way that it ended, I need the next volume immediately. And I don't know if it's already out, because this was the one, like the one manga series that I was firmly on top of, and I let it slip. So now I need to go and find out whether volume 14 is out, and if it is, it needs to immediately be in my house, and if it's not, I'm going to be really sad. So let's do a quick wrap up of the vlog. I think it's safe to say that Road of Bones was my least favourite thing in this vlog. It was the only book, so I'm quite sad that it fell so far short of the others. I mean, 3.5 is not a terrible rating, but it's just a shame that it was like 5 stars and then the one book was a 3.5. I thought it was good. I enjoyed like the setting. I liked a lot of what happened, but that pacing thing, that keep taking me out of the story, keep taking me out of the action, really did end up impacting my enjoyment. Now I have to rank. I mean, I don't have to, but I want to kind of like pick a favourite read of the vlog, and I'm struggling. So I think I'm going to put these two in joint second, which means we have a joint first. Joint second, I'm going to put these two. It was so good for Jay to pick these, actually, because I don't think I've read any Bleach or Full Metal all year. It's now November. Do you know what I mean? And I'm kicking myself because I forgot how really great these series are. There's great action, great characters. This one has a lot of emotion, and this, although I'm like still rehashing stuff I've read in the anime, it's really kind of like giving me more info on it, and I had forgotten a lot. So these were great picks. And then in first place will be One Piece and Kaiju number 8, because fuck, I love these series. I really, really have a good time with these. The characters in this, I'm obsessed with. I'm so attached to these characters. I love their dynamic. Yes, there's great action, but to me, it's more about like the characters and the relationships. And One Piece is just such a good time. So much fun. And I can't believe that I went from reading 12 volumes in a month to none. And hopefully we're going to find some middle ground, and this will be kind of like a continuous read, because I am aware I have a lot to catch up on. So I would say a very successful vlog. Well done, Jenson. He did some absolutely great picks. I'm really glad that this was such a successful vlog, because it's nice to kind of pause on a high. So you may or may not have noticed that my uploads have just plummeted, really dropped off. And I know that I've not made any kind of secret of the fact that there's just a lot going on in my life, and I'm finding it quite stressful. And one of the things that I'm finding I just don't have the energy for at the minute is vlogging or videos in general. I love doing this channel. I really, really love doing this channel. And hopefully this is just going to kind of be a small hiatus, and I'll come back with more energy. But I just don't know. I just don't know. I wanted to kind of do my last unboxing and my last vlog because they were things that I do with Jay. I'd already promised Jay that he could pick my books for his birthday, and so I wanted to kind of follow through on that. I was looking forward to doing my Christmas horror, but I just don't have it in me at the moment. I'm still going to read Christmas horror. I just don't want to be on camera. I think that's the thing. It's like I really am struggling when I turn the camera on, and I don't know if that comes across because I'm trying to, you know, but I just don't have the energy for it at the moment. And I'm very sad about it because I really enjoy everything about this channel. I will be keeping the Roadhouse going, which is the Discord, and I'm going to try and be more active on there, because obviously I won't be talking about my reads in vlogs and stuff, so I'll try and be a bit more present on my own Discord, because I do really love the people that I've met here and the community that we have. So I'm hoping that I can still keep that going. So if you're on the Roadhouser, I'm still planning on doing Crimbo Bingo this year, and possibly a Roadhouser Reads challenge for next year. I just don't know when I'll be back making videos, because at the minute the effort of formulating my thoughts and being able to get them from my brain out of my mouth and then editing them into something coherent, I just don't have it in me. I just don't have it in me at the moment. Hopefully, I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not even going to finish that sentence. But I'll say instead, hopefully I will be back next year, feeling a little bit more refreshed and with some more ideas and energy in the tank. But it is very much a play it by ear situation. If you've made it this far through all of my rambling, and if you've ever watched anything on the channel, thank you so much. Like I say, this feels like I'm making a big deal out of it, like a big goodbye, but I think it's because this is a conscious thing. This is not, oh, I've kind of let it slip. I'm consciously taking a break. I've made the decision to step away from the channel, not just kind of like, oh, I've failed and just slowly stopped uploading and then I'll try and come back. Like, this is, I'm kind of drawing a line for myself. Hopefully I'll draw another line under the break and be back. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you that has ever liked, commented, subscribed, watched anything that I've ever put out. And hopefully I will see you all again sooner rather than later.